in the air, check for crowd. We the backcourt, we the duo. You know you done fucked up, right? This that music that MCs can't regret. Bars that make you shake, you can count on that. Lyrics levitate, never hesitate or underestimate. It sound so fresh.
Yeah, he hit you with the
yeah. So do you want to get into the soundtrack list? Do you want to go through another 5 random nice ass artists? What do you want?
We can do the soundtrack shit. I do have it. A part of mentioning the soundtrack stuff is really what's happened with movies. Like movies is not what they was no more for anybody, and that's not just hip hop movies, but I realized in going through these soundtracks is like I don't really have no recent movies to speak on really with it. So I'll do my criteria was it can't you know how hip hop artists made fake movies. Like they was basically doing that as a hustle. This is like basically like long music videos and then like I'll get to put out an album and a visual. So my first one is Breaking the Rules, but Streets is Watching soundtrack. Streets is What'd you say?
My first one also.
Definitely. Oh, for real?
Hell yes. Not a doubt, nigga. Hell yes.
Streets is Watching is so legendary, but Streets is Watching is not a movie. Streets is Watching is a bunch of music videos from Reasonable Doubt, and also from In My Lifetime Volume 1. And it was so fucking ghetto, but that soundtrack is amazing, man.
Nigga, the movie is an unsung, like damn near cult classic. Like I wish
love that shit.
Like,
love that shit.
And I had the VHS. Like I don't think I ever.
Of course, it didn't have. There wasn't a DVD back then. I don't think.
DVD,
Yeah.
I might look on YouTube to see if I can find that joint down. Like that could be a trip down memory lane, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, it was brown papers being rolled around, being sent around when you was watching that. You know what I'm saying? For sure, it was definitely putting shit up. All right, so my next one is gonna be 8 Mile.
Okay.
The 8 Mile soundtrack was 8 Mile was a real movie. Shout out to Eminem for that. That was a real ass movie. The records on there were insane. Obviously, Lose Yourself is a classic, classic. And then Chappelle made it even more classic with the Lose Yourself skit. That shit was funny as hell. 50 Cent was in his height. So the 50 Cent record, Jay-Z and Freeway had a record on there. And really, you could just the Lose Yourself. And sometimes these soundtracks are just made by one song and it's just a bunch of fillers, Which
is what I noticed when I started looking. It was like, I really like this joint. There's only like 1 or 2 joints on here though.
But yeah, it's like they're not real albums, but like, did they have a record that captured a moment and really made it what it was, And obviously 8 Mile did that, but 8 Mile also did have real records. And so the one with 50 Cent, Obi Trice, and Eminem, like I remember that one being real crazy. The one with Jay and Freeway, that's a dope one for me.
My first one is a 2-piece because it's going in the same vein the Streets is Watching. The Show and Backstage.
Yeah.
And they're basically the same thing. It just
this
is the show we had. This is the song we performed here.
Correct.
And listening to both, well, not the Backstage, because Backstage was mostly singles. But on the show, it was a lot of Lucy's on that album, which you can't find on. I couldn't find it on any DS.
Every Day It Rains is still one of my favorite Mary J. Blige songs of all time. Like I play that record back to back to back to back to back. I love that song.
But that's another thing I did notice while looking through these soundtracks. There's a lot of Lucy's like dope songs that people did that you couldn't find anywhere. Like I'm looking like, I never heard this song before. Like I never knew this artist made this song. So that was kind of interesting looking through these soundtracks too. But like I said, the Show and Backstage.
The Show and Backstage. I got Juice.
Wow.
The Juice soundtrack. They got EPMD record on there. They got the Big Daddy Kane record on there. They got Cypress Hill and Too Short on there. But really, that soundtrack had 2 big ass street records that are classic records today, which is Know the Ledge by Rakim and motherfucking Uptown Anthem by Naughty by Nature. Boy, if you pull that shit up right now and play it anywhere, hey, you can smoke a spliff and a hit and you said that, yo, that shit goes. Yeah. That's probably still my favorite Naughty by Nature song. And like the fact that they wasn't from Uptown, they call it Uptown Anthem. They wasn't from Uptown, but he caught that vibe. Like, man, Tretch is that dude. We haven't said his name on the show enough. That Tretch is that guy.
I didn't know he was that. I didn't know he was that. I didn't know I would listen to somebody that was that nice back then.
And he
back
was
then, I wasn't
spitting back then.
I wasn't checking for bars or nothing back then. So now when I listen, like, oh shit, Tretch was nice. The fuck?
Eminem been trying to tell everybody for years.
Yeah,
Eminem been telling everybody who got a microphone to listen. Like, Tretch was my favorite rapper.
The amount of people that Eminem told me was nice and I didn't really know, like Corrupt. I'm not a big fan of Corrupt, but Eminem always mentions Corrupt. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess he is kind of nice. And
Tretch got to be top of the list, bro.
Yeah, Tretch
is so nice.
And
a legend in hip hop, and that dude, you didn't want to fuck with Tretch and Naughty at all. Still
on the mic or the streets, nigga. Like,
neither. Don't come nowhere near neither of them.
Like the original MOP, goddammit.
Right.
My next one, easy one, Belly.
On my list, easy one.
Yeah, we had to point out we try to get him first. But yeah, Belly, man, that my call for the grand finale. But then the Devil's Power with D'Angelo.
Yeah,
that was fucking fire. Honestly, dog, the Locks and
Made Men. I cut it off as soon as the Locks verse is finished.
No. It's one dude for Made Men that was nice though.
Hangman 3 made some dope beats.
Yeah,
Hangman 3, and you know, knowing Benzino, he probably was like, "You make the beat, and I'm gonna call it Hangman 3, and I'll take it." You know, because he's such a gangster. But yeah, that shit is dope. And the Jay-Z and Sauce Money joint.
Yeah. Was it Crew Love? No, Pre-Game.
No.
Pre-Game.
Crew Love is on there too.
Yeah.
No, it's Prime Time or some shit.
What's it called? I think it's Pre-Game.
Pre-Game. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah, that joint.
Sauce Money, that I hold my gun fine. Our idea is brighter than the sunshine.
Yo, Sauce.
Stop the whole game with one rhyme. Yo,
Sauce bars. Did he ever have a project?
He did. I think it was called Middle Finger You.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's Sauce is that dude, man. Yeah. Sauce, he'll still post some shit on Instagram occasionally. Yeah, Pre-Game. And also Windpipe, the Ghostface, the RZA, the Bobby Digital joint with Old Dirty and Ghostface. I love that record. The Militia remix, the Gangstar remix.
Sometimes on there too with Nori.
Yeah, yes, correct. Yes, that joint is on there. And I'm looking at it right now.
What was Here Comes the Bull? What was that? What song was that?
What?
It's the Bull. Here Comes the Bull.
Top Shot, the DMX and Sean Paul shit with DMX, Sean Paul, and Mr. Vegas, bro. That's a posse record. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that one is crazy. And then they got a joint Moving Out with Noriega and Raekwon, but it says Corey Woods in the. They used Raekwon's government in the feature, which I don't know why. But that's Raekwon. They call him Corey Woods. It's like, damn, you got to call me Shamal? Like, damn, why you had to say my government like that, nigga?
Bro, I had no idea that I was gonna be the example.
Yeah, you was on the record. You know what I'm saying? Be like, people, my home friends don't even know my name. You call me Small? Like, chill, my nigga. That's how it, like, when I'm looking at him, like, Corey Woods, who the fuck is Corey Woods? And then you play it, she's like, Raekwon. I'm like, damn, I have to use his government like that. All right, my next one, you took one of them, you took Belly, Menace to Society.
Okay.
Menace to Society got records on there. This is one of those ones, it's probably like, it had a lot of songs on there and a lot of shit that I can't remember or whatever, but like, straight up Menace is that's one of those ones where if it was just one song to make the whole soundtrack worth listening to, and that's not true. They got Trigger Got No Heart by Spice One on there. You remember the big BET Rap City classic, Trigger Got No Heart. But straight up Menace is a classic upon classic upon classic. Like you remember that movie in your mind and you hear straight up the sample for Straight Up Menace. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people forget how big MC8 was back then. And MC8 was absolutely a titan, out in 90s.
Yeah, Cali. Especially being on the East Coast and you knew, you might not know his music, but you knew the name MC8.
People fucked with 8 on the East Coast too. I think we rode for 8 pretty tough, from what I remember. What else you got?
My next one, I guess, kind of recent, Black Panther.
Yeah, damn. Why didn't I pull that one up?
And I thought like, okay, all the stars, just the feeling of all the stars was what I was thinking it was gonna be. But then when I
Mm-hmm.
went to the playlist, whatever, it's some songs on there that you just forgot about.
The Kendrick and Future shit.
Yep, yep, which
Yep.
Future fucked that whole entire song up. God
Mhm.
damn, this verse is so goddamn stupid on that. But
People
Kendrick
really
got it.
like the na 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 na
I
na
hated it.
na na. People really like that shit
Fucking
though.
hated that,
I
bro.
never understood it.
And I'm a Future, and this is the time I was rocking with Future. Like this is DS2 era, so I was fucking with
Yeah.
Future, but he fucked that joint up. I think Kendrick got a joint with Travis Scott on there. It's
Mm.
kind of dope. Like it's some joints on there. So
He put the hood on there, and there's
yeah.
a bunch of good records from him. So yeah, for sure.
But that
Surprised I
singing was
didn't.
so beautiful though, dog. God, that
Yeah,
joint. All with
all
what's
the
it?
stars with scissor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that shit. Gosh, it's
that's an incredible
another thing.
record.
Like I said with Lose Yourself, it's like the mood of
Hmm.
like we said with Straight Up Menace is the mood of the movie. I
If
wanted
you
to
can
mention this.
get one song that captures the mood of the movie and is a big hit record, then yeah, absolutely.
I
That might
wanted,
be the most recent one. I remember
yeah,
I said there's no recent ones. That's the most recent one.
yeah. I wanted to mention this when you said Menace to Society. Don't Be a Menace is an honorable mention only because when I
There was a
went
lot of songs
to it,
on there.
but is again Winter Wars is the whole mood though. Like Winter
Right,
Wars is the whole fucking mood of that goddamn.
right,
That
right.
shit is so fucking
It's
pop.
funny that that
So,
song ended up being what was big from that soundtrack,
yeah.
because it's so random, because of course this is a California based type of joint. They got
That's what it is.
Renee on there from
Yeah,
Lost
that's what it
Boys.
was. But I'm like, why is it on here? Like that's the first thing I saw. I was like, why is it on here? Cool. I love this
That's
song. That
wild.
just threw me off, right? Like, why is Renee
Yeah,
on there? Like,
that's wild.
how they
Like
stick that on there, dog? Like,
I did not think that that would be on that. That's not what I expected to see. And they
why?
got blue. This had to be a loud. This was a Def Jam record. That's what it was. Whatever.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that definitely threw me off. Went towards different day. Like, hold on, what? Like,
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna bring my last one, and I don't think that this is on DSPs, but it should be mentioned. Is the Who's the Man soundtrack? Remember the Ed
okay.
Lover and Dr. Dre movie?
Yeah.
The Who's the Man soundtrack. Of course, it's not on here, so I can't pull it up. But the Who's the Man soundtrack had it was Uptown Records thing. So Andre Harrell and Puff and all of them, and it had Party and Bullshit on there. And Party and Bullshit was Biggie's first known record, and he killed Party and Bullshit. You know, Party and Bullshit was, it was a loud first shot. You know what I mean? That people was like, "Yo, what is this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna find this shit on Wikipedia or
Did
whatever.
you see the remix, the redo of that?
Of Party, but yeah, who?
Santana and Kiss?
Uh, I I
I
don't
didn't
remember here.
dislike it. I didn't dislike it. I'm not a fan of Santana anymore.
Right.
So Kiss kind of saved it.
Yeah.
It definitely was unnecessary, but I wasn't too disappointed. You know what I
I
mean?
remember not being happy that somebody touched it. I remember that. Here we go. So Hitting Switches by Eric Sermon, that was a dope joint. Obviously Party and Bullshit was on there. You Don't Have to Worry by Mary J. Blige was on there. Again, I'm pretty sure this was an Uptown record. Yeah, Uptown Records. So Andre Harrell and Puff had a lot to do with it. Just a lot of dope producers. It was a few, a bunch of fun records, that was on here. There was a Jodeci C record on here. What's Next on the Menu? P Rock and CL Smooth. It was just a fun movie. It was a fun time. And then if you're gonna have the debut single of Biggie, then I'm gonna mention that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit was a big deal. I remember that record. And then when his maxi single with Juicy and Unbelievable came out, I was like, oh, this dude is really him. And actually, damn, is Biggie on Don't Curse?
What's
You
that?
remember Don't Curse, the Heavy D posse joint?
I would
Hold
not
on.
know. I would not know.
I'm about to pull it right now. Because remember, again, he was Puff's artist, and Heavy D was with Uptown, and so I'm about to look at it right now. I want to say he was on there, man. You got Coogee Rap, Pooh Bah. Nah, maybe he wasn't. Who's on here? I know he had some shit with Uptown. CL Smooth, Pooh Kane. Damn, legends. Q-Tip, Heavy.
And that song is on DSPs.
Is it?
I'm asking you.
I'm about to find it.
But my honorable mention before I get to my last one. Both of these Spiderverse soundtracks.
Yo, man.
Them shits is fire. Shout out to
Metro really did it on that one. Yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Them joints went, man. Like it's some, I mean, I guess it's the mood of the movie because I'm a Marvel fan or whatever, but them joints went, bro. But
the one where it's basically a Metro Boomin album. Is that the first or the second movie?
I think it's the second one. I think it's the second
fire.
One. That shit go.
That shit's dope.
Yeah.
And Metro really got out of his Metro bag for that. You know, he showed his artistry on there. I'm jealous that you mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think of recent movies that incorporated hip hop. I think I was thinking of movies that had like black people in it, as opposed to like, and I just didn't think of. But you know, obviously Miles Morales. You know, but whatever. Yeah, that's a dope pull, man. That's a dope.
But yeah, my last one is just a shout out to my daughter, Hamilton. The Hamilton song.
I was gonna mention Hamilton. I decided not to.
Yo, my daughter literally goes through the house singing the entire soundtrack, word for word, putting on shows. Like, and it's funny because she wanted us to watch it for so long.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm not watching that mess, you know what I mean? But I did enjoy how much that she, you know what I mean, seemed to like it. And then one time we watched it, and I was like, yo, it's like they kind of rapping, like they was using and metaphor. And Priya was like, yeah, that's why I wanted you to watch it, because I know you like that type of stuff.
Oh no, they rapping for real.
Yeah. And it's so shout out to her, shout out to it, and shout out to hip hop.
So you know my mans and them. I'll tell you that story that my mans and them went to high school with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
A word?
Yep, my mans and them that I used to make music with in New York. Not all of them did. Some of them went to one high school. The other ones went to Hunter. Is it called? It's because there's a Hunter high school. There's a Hunter college, and I believe there's Hunter high school. Okay. It's in the Upper East Side, like right before Harlem. And a few of them went there, and that's where Lin-Manuel Miranda went, and they went at the same time, and they absolutely know him. Okay. A bunch of my guys know him, like for facts. Yeah,
he's definitely talented though. Like,
he's out of here. He's a fucking star. Yeah, man. I remember we used to go up to Hunter. They used to have the schoolyard out there. A lot of cats used to get up there and smoke. You know, the police wouldn't come around that block. They would just let everybody be. So we used to just go up there and smoke. He wasn't in that crowd. You wouldn't catch him outside getting high, nothing like that. But like they all knew him. You know what I mean? And they went to high school with him. So yeah, it's crazy.
Like that. Yeah.
That's
talking about rap.
Yeah. That's good. We got it in on this one.
Yeah, shit. Some other honorable mentions I had. Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack.
Yo, that's on my list. Why didn't I just scroll past?
I think you only stopped at 4, so I thought you only had 4.
My bad. No, Get Rich or Die Trying is on my list, and Window Shopper is my favorite 50 Cent song of all time.
That's like my least favorite 50 Cent song of all time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't like that song.
I think that there's no.
I like the video.
He has great diss records, but there's no song where he is the most petty. This is him being the most petty version of 50 Cent. I just love how petty he is. I love the beat. I think it shows 50's like songwriting ability and how dope he was at it back then, because he's not now. But it's really whack now. But I love Window Shopper, man. My favorite part is like when he says that shit, he's like, the store owner's following you for something gets stolen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, nigga, I'm holding. Like I'm rich and you're stealing from department stores. Like that, to me,
it's so 50 though. It's so 50, man.
He's just so petty, man.
Like, I don't like the song, but I definitely enjoyed the video, man. Like, cause you got to see that pettiness in action. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they did some shit where him and Cameron. I don't know if you've seen how much Dame Dash has debased himself over the last few years. What Dame Dash, obviously his financial situation being very difficult. And he was so arrogant, and for him to, there's nobody else from Rockefeller who's looking fucked up out here. It's just him. And you know, he was such a dickhead to everybody, you know. I think was the big thing.
I
Yeah,
never thought about that. He's the only one looking like that.
Jay-Z's fine. You know, and Biggs is out the way. You don't hear Biggs.
I mean, no, I'm talking about like I don't hear any of the smaller rappers looking like him. I don't even hear Young Chris looking like him. Another thing I thought about, speaking of Young Chris, Jay-Z does Young Chris better than Young Chris does Young Chris?
Yeah, people keep saying that. Yo, Young Chris has come out vehemently to deny that shit and to tell people like, do not perpetuate this vibe that Jay-Z stole anything from me. Like,
bro,
he's made it very clear.
Bro, I heard the last Young Chris, because I never really believed that. I heard the shit, and I always attributed to like you being around somebody. That's a style. You just doing it for a little while, just and the third. But
Right.
this latest Young Chris song I heard made me have that thought. Like, yo, yeah. Jay-Z definitely does you better than you do you.
I can see people saying that, and I've heard it too. But it's important to remember who Jay-Z is and who Young Chris is. Jay-Z was Jay-Z way before he even knew who Young Chris was, right? And so, yes, if you come around people, you can take from what they do or whatever, and but I think Young Chris, the times that I've seen him, he's like, if you don't think that I did the same thing from Jay-Z when I was a kid, then you are out of your mind. Like, Jay-Z is Jay-Z. I wouldn't be here without that. I wouldn't be this without that. So if you think that he stole from me, you're out of your mind. Like, and he's denied it multiple times, and he gets upset too. Like, I think people try to give him props for it, and as like a backhanded diss to Hove, and I think he gets offended by it, and he's like, y'all need to quit because that shit is not right. You know what I'm saying? So just to give him, I'm not denying what you're saying. I just want to make sure I give what he's saying props, because like I heard him saying, I was saying, like, Petey Crack wouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Petey Crack hates Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And it would have been so easy for Chris to get a viral moment off of that and run with that, and maybe even make a diss record of saying niggas took my style, this and that. And he did not do that. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give Chris a lot of credit for that, for doing that.
Yeah. All that to say, I don't enjoy his music here recently.
Who, Chris?
Yeah.
I haven't even really been. It hasn't even really come across my.
Yeah, I mean, because like when I hear him, he's on like it was a point where he put out a project, I'll check it out, and it was like if he on a single, I'll check it out. Like I said, but this latest thing, I was like, okay, I give up. This is
and you know, they're saying that that Beans and Jadakiss are gonna make an album.
Did you enjoy Kiss and Fab?
I did. I don't think Kiss and Fab both suffer from the same disease of never making an album that was as dope as they are as rappers, right? Like, in my opinion, like I just don't. I can't point out. Jadakiss is a legend's legend. He's a legend beyond legend, and he just does not have an album that matches that. Not a Lox album or a Jadakiss solo album, and it's just no knock to him. Just some, you know, maybe it'll happen one day. I assume that it will, because he's just that guy. And I'm not trying to take away from him. He's 914. He's from Yonkers. I'm from Mount Vernon. But it just doesn't. Same thing with Fab. But there's not one.
Like, I feel like some of them
the soul tapes. I think the soul tapes I could probably say for him, and I like Young OG Project.
All them series he came out with were like classic series.
Summertime Shootout joints were cool. You know, I don't know, but both of them sort of have that same kind of thing.
That's
and
funny.
So when they came together,
we just ran it now. That's a take that so my bad if I keep cutting you off. That's a take that Rosenberg really holds hard to with artists. Like, he won't put you in a certain pedestal if you don't have a classic album.
I mean, I think that's fair.
He's getting a lot of flack because he won't put Chris Brown at GOAT status because Chris Brown doesn't have a classic album. And niggas are like, yo, Chris Brown been putting out fire since, nigga.
Some people are exceptions to the rule, and I say Chris Brown qualifies. He don't live in Richmond. Because Chris Brown, all you got to do is turn on the radio. Remember there was a time where you could just close your eyes, turn on the radio, and it would be playing Chris Brown or Trey Songz.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're from Richmond, you would disagree with that.
I mean, but at the same time, like even after that period, you can do that right now, and it's still Chris Brown. You're going to Chris Brown. Like that era never stopped. You know what I mean? Even with the little pitfall he had, that shit never stopped. So it's
people need to stop with that Michael Jackson shit, though.
That's why that's the whole
people
reason.
Need to stop that shit.
But that's the whole reason why Rosenberg was on this kick, because he felt the same way about that. And it's like it's just some people you don't put beside some people because you have to diminish what that person is now. And it's like that's not the whole goal, right? Like if we're talking, if you're gonna put Chris Brown next to Michael Jackson, then you end up tearing down Chris Brown, and that wasn't the whole goal of this.
And you also are obviously ignorant to the context of who Michael Jackson was in 1975 and 1972, and we all are, because none of us were alive back then.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't at least have enough presence of mind to understand what Michael Jackson was, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson when there was no Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like there was James Brown, but that was it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like
he was like, oh shit, there's a Michael Jackson? Like there's another level to this shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like at least Chris Brown had Michael Jackson to look to and be like, I could do that, you know, and just, you know, Michael Jackson becoming what he was with James Brown as the influence. Like I feel like that's just a different thing. You know what I mean? Like Mike, you know what I mean? Like Mike just created something that wasn't there before him, you know, and you can't, it's like comparing Kendrick and Nas. You know how people try to pick up Kendrick and say that his run has been better than Nas. It's like you just can't do that, man. Like you just can't eliminate the context of what hip hop was in 1993 and then what happened when Illmatic came out, and then just pretend that you can listen to Illmatic in 2025 and be like, yeah, Good Kid, Mad City is better than this. Like you just can't do it, man. Like it just context matters. You know, life did exist before you were alive, you know, and you can't. So you can't do that with Chris Brown and Mike. It's just not even fair to Chris Brown or Mike or anybody that understands the context of music. So it's like, just knock it off, man.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. Talking about rap.
Talking about rap.
I don't know whether I'm gonna make this too that shit's fire.
Word to myself, and this herb I inhale till it burdens my health, and I'm burning in hell. For certain this wealth, me earning this wealth while I'm burning this L. No losses, just lessons, and I'm earning these L's. Since 15 and 8 months, a bird with my check. Hopped in the whip and said, drive, motherfucker. My drive ain't survive, it's the live, motherfucker. I meant live, motherfucker, till I die, my nigga. When I rise, yeah, I grind, get a shine, motherfucker.